Assalamualaikum. My name is Shamimi Amani binti Syahri with student ID 2023-305453 from RAS 20378. Today, I will be presenting my industrial training experience at the School of Dental Sciences, University Malaysia Health Campus. Throughout this internship, I was supervised by Dr. Rabiha Alawi and was exposed to various laboratory research and material characterization activities. In this presentation, I will briefly introduce the institution, discuss my job scope and responsibilities, highlight the projects that I have been involved in, and share the skills and knowledge that I have gained throughout my internship. Before discussing my activities, I would like to provide a brief overview of the institution. University Science Malaysia Health Campus is located in Kubang Kerian, Kelantan and serves as one of the major centers for healthcare education and research in Malaysia. The campus consists of several schools related to health sciences and works closely with Hospital Pakar University Science Malaysia or HPUSM. Since its establishment, the campus has played an important role producing healthcare professionals, researchers, and academicians. What makes this institution particularly valuable for industrial training is the strong integration between education, research, and clinical practice. Students and researchers are able to work in multidisciplinary environments that encourage innovation and scientific advancement. For me, this internship provided an opportunity to experience how research activities are conducted in an academic institution and how laboratory work contributes to the development of new healthcare materials and technologies. The School of Dental Sciences focuses on education, research, and community services related to oral health care. Besides training future dental professionals, the school is actively involved in research projects that aim to improve dental treatment outcomes and develop innovative dental materials. During my internship, I was placed within a research environment where I was able to observe and assist in various laboratory procedures associated with dental materials research. Moving on to the job scope overview, throughout my internship, my responsibilities consisted of laboratory assistance, specimen preparation, observation of research procedures, and assisting in practical sessions and exposure to material characterization techniques. Although some tasks may appear routine, each activity contributed to my understanding of laboratory operations and research workflows. I will briefly explain several of these activities. One of my responsibilities is to assist practical sessions of dental students. There were two sessions, which were hemostasis and blood grouping, and blood constituents. The first session was the blood constituents practical, and the second session was the hemostasis and blood grouping practical. Although I was only assisting in these sessions, which I helped to prepare the practical materials, I also gained insight into handling blood in laboratory, the procedures of a task that I had never done before, and last but not least, I learned to work in a group since these sessions my fellow interns were also involved. Another significant experience is that I was given a chance to observe a PhD researcher conducting her research, which includes extraction of cellulose nanocrystal from plant fibers, acid hydrolysis, bleaching, and filtering are one of the key steps in the. Apart from laboratory experiments, I also assisted in laboratory relocation activities. A huge renovation is happening in the laboratory, so we had relocation process for a few days. It doesn't seem much, but this experience helped me to practice lending a hand without having to be asked, since this is my workplace, so I believe I'm also responsible in helping. One of the most interesting experiences during my internship was observing material characterization techniques. I learned about the procedures involved scanning electron microscopy, or SEM. SEM is commonly used to analyze the surface morphology and microstructure of materials at very high magnifications. This is my first time directly observing the procedures of preparing samples before running the SEM. It really is such a great experience to observe the microstructure of the samples in real time. I was also introduced to hardness testing procedures, which are used to determine a material's resistance to indentation or deformation. From this, I learned that in dental materials research, hardness is an important property because restorative materials must withstand mastificatory process and maintain durability over time. Moving on to the projects that I have done, which is depth of care. Besides laboratory activities, I was also involved in a research-related project. Before beginning my project, I was tasked to find the sample size and groups to be accounted for in this project. So I was introduced to GPower and used this software to calculate the groups needed and total sample size. And moving on to my project, I was assigned to conduct depth of cure for the dental composite, which is UDMA with a mixture of TECMA with the ratio of 90-10 containing 1% of cellulose nanocrystals or CNC powder, along with the commercial composites which are Everex and Trussfield. To prepare the samples, these were the equipment I used, which is consisted of mylar strips to flatten the surface after filling the mold with composite. Under the mold, I had a glass light and most importantly the blue light cure unit. This is my first time ever conducting light curing. I find it a really fascinating experience, and for depth of cure, I only cure for the top surface for 40 seconds, and when it's done, the uncured bottom surface was scraped off and the cure specimens were measured using digital caliper. To get the depth of cure, the value is factorized by 2. Throughout my industrial training, I encountered several challenges that helped me grow both personally and professionally. The first challenge was coming from a different academic background. As a physics student, I was more familiar with concepts related to physics and material science. However, during the internship at the schools of dental sciences, I was introduced to many new dental related terminologies, laboratory procedures, and research applications that were initially unfamiliar to me. Another challenge was adapting to a completely new environment. It was my first experience working in a research laboratory with researchers, postgraduate students, and staff from different academic disciplines. Therefore, I needed time to understand the laboratory workflow, follow the standard operating procedures, and adjust to the professional work environment. To overcome these challenges, I actively asked questions whenever I encountered unfamiliar terms or procedures instead of making assumptions. I also took the initiative to learn by observing my supervisor and colleagues, reading relevant research materials, and continuously improving my understanding. In addition, I made an effort to approach the researchers and laboratory staff so that I could become more comfortable in the new environment. This helped me build confidence, communicate more effectively, and adapt more quickly to the research setting. Overall, these challenges taught me to be more adaptable, proactive, and open to learning in an interdisciplinary environment. That is all from me, but before I end it, I would like to express my gratitude to my supervisor, Dr. Rabiha Alawi, the research team, and University Science Malaysia for providing me this opportunity and guidance throughout my industrial training. My industrial training at School of Dental Sciences has been a valuable learning experience. Throughout this internship, I gained exposure to laboratory procedures, research methodologies, specimen preparation technique, material characterization methods, and scientific documentation. More importantly, I developed soft skills such as communication, teamwork, time management, and adaptability within a professional research environment. This experience has strengthened my interest in dental material research and has allowed me to better understand how scientific investigations contribute to the development of improved dental materials and healthcare technologies. And once again, that's all from me, and thank you for your attention.